KROC Radio has a proud 75-year tradition of serving the Rochester area. For 3/4 of a century, the station has provided on-air entertainment and news to meet the needs of our ever-changing community. Our story begins during the heart of the Great Depression, when, in 1934, Gregory P. Gentling, an area newspaper publisher, set in motion an effort to honor the Mayo brothers for their contributions to medicine, Rochester, and mankind. Recognizing that, while famous for their progressive medical practice, the Mayos had never been significantly honored for their immense contributions to their community and country, Mr. Gentling was determined to rectify this oversight by traveling to Washington, D.C., to invite the President of the United States to personally come to Rochester to honor the prominent physicians. Everyone agreed it was appropriate, but few believed he could pull it off. However, succeed he did, and later that year, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt arrived in Rochester to personally honor the Mayo brothers in a ceremony at Soldiers Field, attended by over 100,000 people. The event was broadcast nationally by both the NBC and CBS radio networks. Radio was, at the time, a relatively new medium, and Mr. Gentling, in his capacity as event organizer, became interested in the prospect of bringing a radio station to Rochester. At the time, only the Twin Cities and Duluth had radio stations, but Gregory P. Gentling was about to change all that. And on September 30th, 1935, KROC AM made its first broadcast from the green room of the Martin Hotel in downtown Rochester.
It is a great pleasure to welcome a new station to the radio world. Station KROC begins its career of public service under most favorable auspices. It will serve a flourishing city and a listening area of many thousands. World Broadcasting System and 130 other radio stations who are associated in endeavors to produce the highest character of radio entertainment are happy to welcome station KROC as an affiliate.
Originally, the station provided local news and often broadcast locally produced entertainment.
Well, good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now for a little fun and frolic on Noontime Frolics. Broadcasting from the main studios of KROC in person is none other than Swansea and his KROC Old Time Band. The program heard every Saturday at 12 o'clock noon.
By 1939, KROC had become an affiliate of the National Broadcasting Company, NBC, and offered programs with national headliners such as Fibber McGee and Molly, Bob Hope, Jack Benny, and Eddie Cantor. On occasion, celebrities of radio, film, or sports came to Rochester and were interviewed on KROC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present at this time an interview with Lou Gehrig. Lou, is baseball played differently now than when you first started playing?
Well, that's a difficult question. I think it was played harder, and it was made more difficult for the young man years ago than it is today. The young man 15, 20 years ago, when I broke in, had to go out and fight his way for a job. And the young man today is surrounded with the old-timers' advice and experience. So you can see readily where the difference lies.
Well, we have with us in the studio today the young man you've heard so much about ever since his first picture, The Kid, Janky Coogan. Janky, first of all, I'm going to ask you, how long ago was it you appeared in The Kid?
That was 21 years ago, but you erred a little bit when you said that was my first picture.
Pardon me?
You see, I started 2 years before that, at the ripe old age of 2, but nothing came of it, so I think we better start with The Kid.
We want you, too, of the radio audience, to meet Mr. John F. Kennedy, who is known to his friends as Jack Kennedy. Tell me, Mr. Kennedy, where did you go to school?
Well, I attended Harvard. I just finished there this June.
And may I ask, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I don't know exactly yet. I'm interested more or less in working sometime in my life for the government, but I haven't really decided it yet.
One famous line I always remember was, "Now cut that out."
Yes, I still use it. I use it. There's nothing, I don't think there was anything too clever about it. I just happened to hit on it, and it got to be like if you used any kind of a line long enough, it becomes popular. whether it was nothing brilliant to think about. I don't think my writers had to write that for me. I think I thought of that brilliant line myself.
Who gave you that name, Pops?
Oh, just the fans, the cats, and the lovers of old Satchmo.
Well, where'd you get the name Satchmo?
In England, they give me that as a nickname from Dippermouth.
Over the decades, Rochester has grown and changed, and so has KROC. The first studio at the Martin Hotel was replaced by a studio in the new 101st Avenue building in 1940. The original broadcast tower, built in 1935, was replaced by a new tower in 1959. And in 1966, the studios were moved to a new building at 602 1st Avenue Southwest, which housed both the KROC radio and KROC television ventures. Likewise, the station was served by a host of dedicated and talented personnel over the years, many with lengthy tenures at KROC. Today, KROC continues to serve the Rochester area and is proud to be a part of Cumulus Media, while honoring our origins and the people and events that have made these first 75 years so memorable.